Hi, we're the Sugababes and this is mirror.co.uk.
So you're about to release your next single, Girls, and everyone's going to recognise it from the Boots advert, aren't they?
Yeah, they are.
Was that planned, or had you planned to cover it before then?
No, we actually had that track. It was sitting on our A&R's desk, who's actually now the head of Universal Island Records. But so no, we didn't get it from the Boots advert. It just happens that the Boots advert came out, and that's why we were a bit...
It was given to him by these guys about 2 years ago, and it had a different song on it altogether, which is actually partly kind of what you hear today.
Yeah.
Had a melody on it. And basically, Darkish just kept it on his desk and was just like, the girls will sound really good on this one, I'm just going to keep it. And because we were doing, About You Now, and, we were working on the Change album, it didn't fit into where we were going to go. And we've always said from the beginning, judging from even like the first Sugababes album, we've always wanted to go in a more live album, soulful direction.
Here come the girls.
First single from the 6th album. What can fans expect? Is there any musical direction?
It's completely different. It's different, man. There's probably one pop track that you'd say, oh, that's a poppy track.
Yeah, and it's
the rest
not
of
even
them,
pop.
It's not even pop,
Yeah.
no.
It was around the time of, making the album, we were definitely, I know Heidi went to a lot of live gigs, and we just wanted to do, wanted to have influence of, the Supremes, and we love like Nas Barkley and what, CeeLo does.
The whole live.
Just that whole kind of, we've always said that we wanted to do a collaboration with Andre 3000, and we didn't get to do it, but we're definitely influenced by that kind of era.
It's called Catfights and Spotlights.
Yeah.
Did the inspiration for the name come from your own lives?
Not us. We kind of tried to poke fun.
Yeah, it was more because everyone thinks it. We just thought, you know what?
Yeah.
Just a bit of tongue in cheek, it's a bit funny because I think it's never going to leave this band ever.
Yeah.
I genuinely, no matter who's in it.
Yeah.
Because you know what I mean? Like, I've joined and it's still going on.
Yeah.
So I think we just...
And when you first joined...
I used to think it myself.
She was like, oh, God, all right, how am I going to be... Am I going to be bobbing and weaving? Which one am I going to go for first?
I generally, really prepared myself to meet them both because I thought they were going to be a bloody nightmare. I truly did. And no offence.
Yeah,
as soon as I met them, I was like, oh, my God, how could I be this wrong? And just... It's like looking at two... It's the weirdest thing ever because they're just completely different to what I thought they're going to be. And I even said to Keisha, I thought you was going to be the worst one. And she's the complete opposite. So I think it's just going to follow this band, Sugababes, as a name, and as a band, it's always going to be there. So we just thought...
With this lineup, we've never had an argument between each other. There's no shame in going, sometimes we argue, it's natural, but really, we actually don't.
Yeah, we really don't.
Because...
like if I don't agree with something, but it's not an argument, we'll go, okay, I see what you're saying, but if we just do it this way... Yeah,
and then we'd come to an agreement.
Look, I've been in the band for 10 years, girl. You shut up. It's not like that.
Yeah,
there's never shouting.
Never any of that. And I think that kind of went... That closed it all a long time
ago. It's
young
young though, isn't it? When you're 16,
really,
that's when you
really,
start
really
doing
young.
that. It's a business at the end of the day.
Exactly.
You've got to work together because if one of you don't... If you're treating someone bad, they can screw up the whole thing, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
You've got to work together. This is all your business. This is how you work, and make your money and make your living.
Do you think this is the best lineup then?
As far as...
Compared to the other lineups that you have?
I think relationship, but obviously I'm going to have because being in it from the beginning
will bring something to the band.
Of course.
That's a hard question anyway.
Yeah, it is a really, really hard question because I loved what each member, what we've all brought in at different points, and when Mutya, went on a completely different flip and she didn't show up for work, and the band was Keisha and Heidi. And we were going to the studio and we wrote the last album together, which was Taller in More Ways, our last album with Mutya. We wrote Push the Button with Dallas Austin. And again, because we supported her and we were like, she's going through personal things, which obviously I'm not going to speak on, but different issues. And we were like, because you're going through, a hard time and a bad phase at the moment that you unfortunately can't bring yourself out of, we're splitting everything. So on the album credits, everything is always split 3 ways, and it was never a 3-way thing. And then she decided to leave, and I think Heidi was very hurt because, one, she didn't call Heidi, and she has never called her since that day. And I think for me, she is super, super talented and stuff, and that's basically it. And I would love to have a relationship with Mutya, a proper one, a proper friendship like we used to have when we were, younger, before the Sugababes, and the beginning of Sugababes. We started it when we were like 12 years old, 11, 12. And I'd love to have that, but I can't dwell on that. And I'm an adult now, and I understand that I've got a lot of things I have to look after, business, the business of Sugababes, my relationship with the girls. And so I don't let it kind of get me down too much. I did go through severe depression after she left for about 6 months. I was in tears every day to manage her. And it was so weird. It's a blessing in disguise, because I was like, there's things that Amel did that were like, I missed her so much, but there's things that Amel did that reminded me so much of my past, like the way Amel, like Amel might laugh and she might do an expression, and it reminded me of Siobhan. And her handwriting is exactly the same as Mutya's, not to mention her husky tone and little things that she'd do or little things that she'd would remind me, and I'd be like, God, and it made me feel so at home. It's so weird, and that actually helped me along a lot more. And definitely, I just think I'm great. She would like to get in contact with me and Heidi. I think that'd be great, but Heidi would say that she's kind of over it now because it's been a long time. And I definitely am over the drama. But she knows she can call us anytime and it would not be a problem. We wouldn't even speak about it in, the public eye. It would be a really private thing. Yeah. And she knows that, but it just depends on when she's ready. Because we're not bitter and we're not angry with her at all.